the structures seen at the base of the brain. Now this specimen here is the brain tissue, and when we say base of brain, it is nothing but the inferior surface of the brain tissue. So this is the base of brain. Now let us see the structures which are identifiable here. Orientation, this is the anterior end and this is posterior. So let us start from the anterior aspect. Now what we see here, this structure is the olfactory bulb. The olfactory bulb extending posteriorly as the olfactory tract. On both the sides we can see olfactory bulb and the olfactory tract. More posteriorly we see the two optic nerves, the optic chiasma, and then more posteriorly the optic tract. Related to this, just lateral to the optic chiasma, we see the middle cerebral artery, which will then go laterally and enter into the lateral sulcus. When we go posterior to the optic chiasma, this stalk-like structure is the infundibulum of the pituitary gland. So this is the infundibulum of the pituitary gland, and more posteriorly the two rounded bodies seen there are the mammillary bodies. Just on the posterolateral aspect of each mammillary body, we can see the crus cerebri of the midbrain. This white band-like structure is the crus cerebri part of the midbrain. Then we see the pons with the basilar sulcus in the midline, and more posteriorly we see the medulla oblongata. Going back to a diamond-shaped area which is called as the interpeduncular fossa, bounded anteriorly by the optic chiasma, anterolaterally by the optic tract, posterolaterally by the crus cerebri of midbrain, and posteriorly by the upper border of pons. This diamond-shaped area is the interpeduncular fossa. What lies in it? The two mammillary bodies and the posterior perforated substance, nothing but an area through which the blood vessels will go deeper and supply the brain tissue. Further, posteriorly, we see the pons with the basilar groove, and when we trace the pons laterally, we see the middle cerebellar peduncle. This here is the pontomedullary junction. Features seen on the ventral surface of medulla oblongata. These elevations are the pyramids on either side of the median sulcus. Next comes the olives on either side of the pyramids, and most laterally is the inferior cerebellar peduncle. Posterior most structure seen here is the inferior surface of the two cerebellar hemispheres. Now let us just see one last thing. Where do the cranial nerves emerge from? Just to get an orientation, this is the crus cerebri part of the midbrain. From its medial side, the third cranial nerve emerges, and from its lateral side, the trochlear nerve comes here. Trochlear nerve is the only cranial nerve which emerges on the dorsal surface of the brainstem, but then moves laterally and comes here from the lateral aspect of the crus cerebri. So midbrain shows the third and the fourth cranial nerves. On the surface of pons, we see emergence of the fifth or the trigeminal nerve, and that is what demarcates the pons from the middle cerebellar peduncle. At the pontomedullary junction, we see emergence of the 6th, 7th and 8th cranial nerves. On the surface of the medulla oblongata, the anterolateral sulcus shows rootlets of hypoglossal nerve, while the posterolateral sulcus shows cranial nerves 9, 10 and 11 from cranial to caudal. So these were all the features seen in the base of brain. We started from the anterior aspect, saw all the structures and ended at the posterior part, and also we saw the points from where the cranial nerves emerge. Thank you.